Hello viewers, Marianne from Revealing Light Tarot. Thank you for joining me today, wherever you are in the world. When you're watching this, I hope you're staying safe and I hope you're staying well. As you all know, the Attorney General for the US will be appearing before Congress, before the House Judiciary Committee I think it's maybe 10 hours. We're about 15 hours ahead of you here in Australia. So I wanted to take a quick look at what is the outcome of Barr's testimony. He hasn't appeared before the House Judiciary Committee before. They launched an inquiry into his actions in February of this year. He has been finding excuse after excuse not to appear. Finally, the chairman of that committee, Jerry Nadler, threatened the US attorney with holding back $50 million of funding for the DOJ. Suffice to say, Barr is appearing today, on Tuesday in the US, before the House Judiciary Committee. I want to know what the outcome is. Will he perjure himself in any way? They've launched this inquiry. Where's this inquiry heading? Of course, there's been calls on the Democratic Party side to impeach this Attorney General. However, of course, it's so close to the election. But what will be the outcome? I've had many questions around the stimulus checks, or the stimulus package, whether or not there's going to be agreement on that. Of course, the Republicans have said they want to reduce the size of the unemployment benefits there from 600 down to 200. I wonder if the Democratic Party is going to agree to that. There are other very urgent measures in that stimulus package. What's likely to happen? My sense is that the Republicans have been back and forth to the White House, trying to scale down some of Trump's more outrageous demands there. He was advocating for a payroll tax, for example, but we'll take a quick look at that if we've got time. So let's start with the Attorney General. And of course, there are so many matters that they need to question him on, from the Roger Stone reduction in sentencing going against the existing prosecutors in that case, Aaron Zelinsky, who worked with Mueller, who is still employed by the Attorney General. He appeared before that Judiciary Committee, as did Berman. Of course, we know that the US attorney for SDNY was moved aside. Nadler has recently come out in the last couple of days because Barr met him in some New York hotel, dangled the carrot, the offer of a new job, a very good job, and said if he didn't take it, he would maybe find it difficult to get work in the future. Nadler is likening that to a criminal action. So these are very, very serious matters. This Attorney General, many of us said that he's just Trump's personal attorney. Most importantly, and this is where I get a real hit, is Barr will be grilled on that action that was taken in Lafayette Park. They've had a member of the DC National Guard say that this was done way before the curfew, that the protesters were peaceful, and Barr gave the order there. He will be grilled on the federal officers, I call them Trump's goons, that have been sent into Portland and threatening to send into other cities. So let's take a look where this is all going. So let's take a look at Barr's testimony to begin with. What is going to come forward? What information is likely to come forward in Barr's testimony? What information is likely to be drawn out in Barr's testimony? Okay, so the signifier card is that Barr is at a crossroads, basically. He has flouted his authority, and it is a showdown time here. And this indicates that there is a decision that could be made. So we'll park that and see where that's going to lead us. It is crossed by the Page of Swords. So some kind of truth coming out. So no wonder. I'm seeing no wonder he wanted to delay and delay and delay this almost showdown now, because the truth is likely to emerge, which will put him in a position, or others in a position of needing to make a decision. This is crossroads time for Barr. I just want to make a comment on the beautiful light that's coming into this room today. When I was doing my meditation before I started reading, it was just full on light everywhere. I actually had to close the curtains a little bit, but I've left them open, as you know, to let a little bit of light in. Those curtains always stay open, even if it's just a little bit. So this tells me the amount of light and the connection I had with Spirit is that Barr's testimony is extremely important. Because the foundation of the reading is that there has been an abuse of power. Barr has taken his power and forced it through to really do harm and bully others. So I feel that his actions in relation to Lafayette Park will come under extreme scrutiny. His legal actions, of course, but that action in the park will be absolutely scrutinised, because the DC Guard talked about guns loaded with tear gas and capsicum tear gas, and used like a propellant, fired out of a gun like you would if you were firing a paintball, a missile at somebody. So I feel this is where we're going to really take a step back, this questioning over this force that's coming in, and particularly the actions in Lafayette Park. We do have in the past position, we do have the past. So his actions are in the past are going to be under extreme scrutiny. People are not prepared to accept a US Attorney General like William Barr. The majority of people the majority of people think he has exceeded his authority. In fact, the New York Bar Association, countless former attorneys, US attorneys, law professors, all have come on board with petition after petition after petition against this man. I will just bring the laptop down. Okay, in the sky, we've got the American voters, or the people. The people are wanting this action. And these two cards go very closely together and underscore that there is a very real movement to remove this US Attorney this US Attorney General from office. You are going to hear things in that testimony that you haven't heard before, because this Queen of Cups has something to tell. The lid on this cup, it's the only cup in the tarot that has a lid on it. So every time I draw this card, it's an indication to me that somebody, one of the questioners, perhaps a female questioner, will elicit information from Barr that we haven't heard before. This inquiry was meant to happen. This appearance by Barr is part of a larger narrative that is unfolding in the US at the moment. He may also, now this is interesting, he may also be questioned on Trump's shadow, that means hidden, foreign policy. Also, the Mueller report. I feel the Democrats have plenty up their sleeve, because the environment around this shadow foreign policy, think Ukraine, think Barr's trips overseas to speak to other governments, including Australia, think of all of that, or his conversations with other countries, whether he physically went or not, and his the way that he handled the Mueller report. This is all on the line. So this is a very historic, I guess, time that will be looked upon in history. Perhaps Barr may be known in history as one of the most renegade US attorneys generals that have ever sat in that seat. The hopes and the fears, we've got the tower moment. There is a real possibility this will not end well for Barr. The outcome is the King of Swords. This is an investigation. This is lawyers. This is taking the matter further. Remember, we're in the middle of an inquiry. The Democrats launched an inquiry into Bill Barr in February, and we've had witness after witness after witness, and now the chairman is now talking about a criminal activity. We've got the Ace of Cups. There is so much emotion here, I feel, and I did see that dove there as I opened up for the reading. That is the dove of peace, but we do have the King of Pentacles, of course, Trump making an appearance here. As I said, Barr is more like a personal attorney for Donald Trump and is protecting Trump the businessman, not Trump the president, Trump the businessman. And of course, I feel that investigations are going to be ongoing. The Chariot, something coming forward very, very quickly, something that will has the potential to really get out of control. I do have the Six of Swords, which is moving on, relocation, and moving out of troubled waters. We do have victory, and we do have illumination. I feel also what will be important, this is Russia, and this is, of course, working to impede the Russian investigation. I do feel that this is going to be quite a huge, that we're going to get information, that it's just not just on what happened in Lafayette Park, but Berman. There's so much, but I do get a pull to Barr's work to try and overturn Mueller, and also his, I'm just going to say, what appeared to be interference, or it feels like interference in all things connected with Trump's hidden shadow foreign policy, because I've got Russia here. All right, so expect information to come out that may not, of course, Barr will be very, very prepared. He will duck and weave without trying to perjure himself. But I do feel there will be a questioner. It may be a female with that Queen of Cups who is able to elicit more information than what Barr wanted to give. I do get the Queen of Wands flying out there. Let's have a look at whether he will perjure himself. I think he's just too clever for that. But he has lied. He's been caught out in lies in the past few weeks. So don't assume that Barr is a master that is going to escape his fate forever. You have to be pretty desperate to lie like that as a sitting US Attorney General. So let's have a look. Will he perjure himself? I can't imagine he will, but he will try and obstruct. Okay, so he just won't answer. And that in itself will be very obvious. So will Barr perjure himself? Will Barr perjure himself? We've got the truth here. So he is going to be forced in a way to tell the truth. But let's see what's crossing it. Defending oneself. Yeah, okay. Nice cards. Thank you. He's going to stand his ground and defend himself, and that is what's going to challenge the entire truth from coming out. So it is that obstruction. It is, this was done because, and he just won't give an answer that will help clarify the situation. We've got the abuse of power, the Five of Swords as the foundation of the reading again. The Chariot, I shuffled copiously. The Chariot's on the bottom of the deck, suggesting that this has the potential to really accelerate quickly. In the past, we have retreat and being wounded in battle. Um, I do feel that I'm getting another pull to the protesters. It could also be Barr as well, retreating. We asked about whether or not he would. He's certainly going to stand his ground. He's certainly going to obstruct and wriggle to challenge the actual truth emerging. But I do see the Four of Swords. I talked about him being quite desperate. In the crowning this reading is the Four of Wands, which is my card for community. It is my card that represents the Democratic Party, suggesting that they're likely to be, obviously they have the House, they hold the House. They're going to have to work very hard to prevent the Republicans again doing what they always do to try and obstruct the questioning. It's not going to be pretty. He's really insecure about this right now. Will he perjure himself? It seems like the Republicans are going to help him in some way, and you can watch for that. The Republicans in the House are going to try and give him opportunities to defend himself and try and stop the truth coming out. This is also hanging on to information as well. Let's keep going with the environment around is the Nine of Wands. He goes into this historic, I guess, what I would call, which will emerge as a very historic appearance. Really having gone too far in the past with his decisions and actions. The hopes and fears, of course, is the Five of Pentacles, loss. It's interesting because that I drew the Four of Pentacles and now the Five. Will he perjure himself? No matter what occurs, he's going to lose because we've got the Six of Swords. This is relocation, moving on, moving out of troubled waters, and our Queen of Cups. So and we've got the Voter. So he's not going to win, and the Chariot again at the base of the pack with the Three of Swords, which is loss and heartbreak. So the Six of Swords in the outcome position, the Queen of Cups and the 10. He is going to be helped to hide and hold back the truth. He is going to wriggle. He's going to do all of those things. But I feel that there will be one particular line of questioning that he actually will be forthcoming on. He's going to try and get himself out of these sticky situations. I'm just going to draw a clarifier because I want a concrete yes or no on that outcome. Is he going to perjure himself? I don't think he is because he's just too clever for that. But what I'm being shown is a particular line of questioning will reveal some fairly some information he's been trying to hide. Show me this Six of Cups. Will Barr perjure himself? Show me this Six of Cups. Will Barr perjure? Eight of Cups, no, he's too, the Eight of Pentacles, this is someone who has a particular skill. He's going to work hard not to, and he's too, too skilled to actually perjure himself. But this is showing how hard he's worked to overturn, to abuse his position. But we do have the Star of Hope, and this goes nicely with the Queen of Cups. The Hermit card, review and isolation. So this brings me to my last question. Something will emerge from this testimony that the Democratic Party won't be able to ignore. I know that they don't want to impeach him, but I feel that the calls to impeach him will grow louder and louder after today. So, as a result of information that comes out that he was trying to keep hidden. So Let's have a look. Will the Democratic Party, it's just so close to the election, will the Democratic Party, will they move or propose to impeach him? What do they do? Is there another way that they can do it when they've got all this evidence? What are the Democratic Party going to do with this evidence now that they're collecting? Are they laying the groundwork to move for an impeachment? Now, we know the Republicans won't impeach Barr. We know that. But an impeached Attorney General with concrete evidence, someone that's been flying outside of the rules for so long, is not going to be good. Now, we've got loss here with the Five of Cups. So will the Democratic Party, what are they going to do with this inquiry? Will they move to impeach William Barr? Will they move to impeach William Barr? For the Knight of Pentacles, this is a slow-moving energy, reliability as well, challenged by new starts. So that shows me that these things are slow moving and that you've got in the US an election coming up. May not be possible to impeach him before then, but what this shows me with the King of Cups in the foundation of the reading, which is my Biden card, it looks like when there's a change of government, they will be poised to take action, and if Barr has committed an offence, he will be charged if he has, because this is cover-ups in the past, but it's also a celebratory card. Will he be impeached? The Queen of Pentacles, national security. Let's keep going. We've got justice here in the immediate future. So even though they might want to, well, the immediate future could be post-election because it is so close now. Justice will be done in some way. Right now, we've got partisanship protecting Barr, but the atmosphere around is miracles, breakthroughs with this Nine of Cups. The hopes and fears is more information illumination on Russia's role, and Barr's covering things up. The Magician actualizing something into reality. There's a possibility that they may make him an offer, depending on what they find, and it is in relation to this shadow foreign policy. Perhaps they have something up their sleeves in relation to Mueller and in relation particularly to Ukraine. It's to do with something that Barr was involved in foreign policy in some way. The Magician card would give me a yes. It would be giving me a yes. They may, even though we don't expect them to, they may even go down this track. The Justice card is in the immediate future. The other thing they could do would be somehow something with financing the DOJ again. We've got Trump here, the Emperor, control at the base of the pack, but we have Pelosi here and the Democrats in the House as well. Trump is on the back foot. Barr is on the back foot here. This is Barr. One last question. I just want to pull a few cards to see if he's going. If after this, depending on what occurs, is he just going to resign? Because it's showing me that if they don't move to impeach him, and there is a chance that they will after today, justice will be done with a change of administration. So it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible, the arrogance of it. Okay, so when you think about it. All right, so will Barr resign? Will Barr resign before the November 4th election? Will Barr resign? This is him. This is his card. This is the way he's feeling at the moment. Crossed by the Magician, of course, actualizing something into reality. Strength and endurance. Let's see where we're going to go with this. The lawmakers here in the past. What's crowning this reading? The Page of Pentacles. Information coming out. Could be an offer of some. Yeah, look, we've got the Tower again in the immediate future. It's possible. The moment we've got the past. The King of Cups are all appearing in my readings. He's certainly walking a tightrope at the moment with that Tower card. He hopes to be victorious. Remember, he said history is written by the winners, but that's in his hope. We've got being patient, waiting for the November election. He's in for the truth to come out. Okay, so he's not going to resign. What I do see is that they could start an impeachment process. I don't know how or why that will work, where this inquiry is going to go. They could park it. For example, they could say, okay, well, we've collected all this evidence. This is what we've found. This is our report. And you know, they may start taking action on those findings post-election. He has the Tower. I still see two. He's not on the winning side, that's for sure. This is him at the moment. This was my outcome card if he will be impeached, and this is in the immediate future. So whatever occurs, yeah, it's not going to be good for Barr. All right, let's take one last question. We've got the Page of Wands, communication at the base of the pack, and our loss card, the Eight of Cups, turning away from something that no longer works for him. Yeah, this is his work. And of course we've got the Five of Swords and the Six of Swords again, moving out of troubled waters, moving away from abusing one's power. So all of those things are possible. What is guaranteed is it's not going to end well for him. All right, let's take a quick look at the stimulus package. We know the issues. The Republicans have been not just fighting with the Democratic Party over what should be in there. They've actually been toing and froing with the White House and trying to manage Trump's demands. And that has held things up. So they've been negotiating with their own president, which means there's been some sort of adversarial type of relationship there. Of course, we have had George Bush, the former president, not endorsing Trump. Susan Collins won't either. Mitt Romney won't. All right, so Republicans have in some way a little bit of the Senate. Donors are apparently considering taking money away from Trump's campaign and putting it into the embattled senators' campaigns because it's looking pretty dire that there will be not just a blue wave but a tsunami that could cost the Republicans the Senate. So this stimulus package is being negotiated amidst all of that. So let's see, will the $600 unemployment safety net benefit, will it be reduced to $200? Yes, it will. That is going to be part. But we've got the Democratic Party, they're not doing their negotiations as well. So, is the Democratic Party and the Republicans, are they going to be able to reach consensus or agreement on this stimulus package? Democratic Party going to reach agreement on this stimulus package. So there's going to be a time period, unfortunately, I feel, this is somebody who's waiting. The Three of Wands, they're not moving forward. They're waiting for their ship to come in. Everyone's aware that this is, there's dire need and urgent need for this. Particularly, the sticking point is going to be around that unemployment benefit here. Trump has demanded, I think, that the amount be reduced. But we have Pelosi here again. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be a battle between the Democratic Party. This is Pelosi and Trump. But we've got a lot of emotion around this. This is literally ensuring people a start, a new start after, months of unemployment. In that package, of course, is a moratorium on evictions. I see the Democratic Party in some way being successful here. The King of Swords. The Devil and the Ten of Pentacles. This is also, I hate to say it, Trump playing some kind of politics here. It's going to be delayed. They're going to want to. The Democratic Party are going to want to fight that reduction. Let's see if they're going to be successful. I'll just pull another card on that. It's going to be negotiated. Maybe I'm looking at weeks. It might take a week or two or three. It's going to not go through straight away. And the sticking point is this unemployment benefit reduction. So I feel they're going to draw, the Democratic Party are going to be successful in drawing it up, in increasing it, but perhaps not to $600. Will the $600, will this package, will the Democratic Party be able to win increases in this $200? Yes, they will. All right, let's see. Yeah, the Queen of Swords, Queen of Cups, nurturing, supportive energy. The Page of Wands, that is, they're committed to fighting the Republicans on this. They're not giving up. They're going to mount a good fight. And I do have the Five of Cups here. So 3 cups have been lost. 2 are still remaining. I don't feel it's crossroads time. It's a heavy decision. They're not going to be able to. They're going to try and stand their ground. The Republicans are going to defend this. But I do feel with this Page of Swords, there's going to be ground for negotiation. It may not reach. Yeah, there's going to be a win. A partial win. It's not going to be the Republicans trying to keep Trump satisfied and the Trump White House, and very much a battle. Look at this, very much a battle. These cards are coming up in unison. Nancy Pelosi versus Donald Trump. Very much a battle between these two. It won't get to 600, but it won't be 200 either. Okay. All right. I'm going to leave the reading there. I am planning on reading on Justice Ginsburg as my next inspirational person, and we'll look at her health. But I won't do that today because this has turned into be a bit of a long reading. All right, thanks for tuning in, everyone. Stay well, and thank you once again, for your wonderful support. And I'll be back again with another reading soon on Justice Ginsburg. Thank you.